Wuthering Waves is what would happen if Pokemon were written by H.P. Lovecraft. This means we will treat our enemies not only with sticks but also by using them against themselves. Having said that, get ready to break masks by using pocket monsters fly above the land that makes no sense by definition. Be surprised that you can actually change your character. Get ready to learn the dangers of rain, encounter bosses that contradict the laws of your imagination. Get entrusted by the gods to possibly find your sister. Listen, I have no idea what's happening, okay? But if you want to have a blast, stay here for the incredible game that is Wuthering Waves.
Each other was a blood that claws on the crush. Looking across, he's still by a night who fought and he fights in the sun.
All I can say in my defense is no, I am not addicted to gacha games. I only have ADHD and I'm fighting my dopamine deficiency. If you are a rebel, I think this game is perfectly designed for you. So let us dig into the bakery simulator. That will show you your wife. Let us explore the mountains. Watch an entire anime. Solve riddles that require the power of time. In a world where the apocalypse is still active, I can guarantee you that there's no lack of things to do. Of course, this is a gacha game, so we will collect various attractive people that we will show off like Warhammer players show off their lore. In this video, we will figure out why Eastern games are selling out our hard-earned games like Pac-Man. And of course, the age of consent is 18 years old. Seeing this video, you probably think that I immediately started playing this game after it came out. No, of course not. I could hold myself for 2 hours. That aside, let me tell you about the great things you can achieve on Solaris 3, starting with team building. In the world of common ecosystems, you will roll luck-based machines that have been perfectly designed for over thousands of years to rip your money out of your pockets. So, why should you participate in something like that? See, if you want your new husband, wife, or whatever, I don't even care at this point. You have to go to Anime Las Vegas and pull for your beloved. But by doing so, RNGs will bless you by giving you 7 copies of a character you didn't even care about. Now I'm forced by the law to build that random character. Building characters is easy in a complicated way. Now every Western game would just say level up while Chinese games expand on that. So you have 3 screens, arguably 41, full of level up options. And most of these sites are determined by RNG. I personally don't play this game like most of you might think and sim for beautiful dummy mummy. But instead I like to sim for hot and sweaty men. Sue me, you won't believe how long it took me to get the great air dragon daddy. The answer is 142.
I have never regretted to brave the long night.
But I have. You will probably not even pronounce any of the names in this game because according to Dr. Google I can't. Yang Qing, Jianlin, Tao Shi, Dan Jin. At this point it's probably best to show you my favorite Oshis, with whom I built my teams with literally no reasoning. The extra dimensional biker club, Jian, who's optimized beyond my understanding of physics. Rover, the emo biker. Is he an angel? Cerberus, he looks cool and has a ghost friend too, for the price of 1. The furry in the alleyway. Listen, I can explain. Ling Yang, the jingle beast. Yang Qing, who put a monk in the middle of a battlefield, and the... Listen, I have problems, okay? But with these 9 normal people, we will travel the world and solve all kinds of riddles. Here's one for the developers. How long can you keep the lights on until the internet gets excited? Listen, I absolutely love my teams, but that does not mean I will try to figure out how to min-max stuff. In general, I think my teams are pretty good, but for me, true difficulty lies in this. I mean, I can't. This is the main character, by the way, and this is a good point to continue with the next chapter. The exploration in this game is interesting. Not only do we have 3 miles to explore, but we also have riddles which are just a little bit linear. I'm just a big fan of the bad and pufferfish races. Did you know that Nemo could fly? At least we can play Tetris or Mario. You know, the developers did something right when I get PTSD from my Ori and the Blind Forest Let's Play from 10 years ago. Don't try to find it, I deleted the entire channel. The Boulder of the Metaverse is a game that just goes in one direction. At least you don't have a text-based point-and-click adventure. That stuff would be wild. Personally, I'm a big fan of the underground backflip competition. It is not important what battle you fight in, but where you fight. Sun Tzu. A topic that leads us to the very normal geography of Solaris. Listen, I don't know what formed this giant cliffs, but I want to hunt it so that I can improve my characters by using whatever it was made out of.
I can sense an improvement in my strength.
I am no god, I am whatever hunts gods. But first we have to find them, and there are way too many biomes to search through. Oh hello, I nearly didn't see you there. I was blinded by all the power of this menacing plastic chair. Having shown you the main part of the map, I have to say that the exploration is objectively the best part of the game. Because in the land of guts and hell I lost my cat and ate my thing, and I still haven't completed any area. About a month ago I spent an afternoon trying to find everything in this area. Yesterday, by showing this Digimon simulator to a friend, I still found a Geoculus in the middle of it. So you can imagine that I was shocked when I found out there are people who complete 100% of the exploration in this game within the first week. And there I am, thinking that it's justified that I only stand up, not for meals or anything, but for going to the gym and looking into the mirror to see that handsome guy who only appears there for some reason. But I digress. While writing the script, I wanted to load the game to find good places to describe, but I got bamboozled by a 21GB update that added an entire square mile to the game. Oh boy, I can't wait to explore the giant dragon at the Red Island. And of course, there's the obvious. This is just Japan. I mean, do you see this? There's water on all sides. Having said that, why did they depict Tokyo as a burning city guarded by Ghost Rider? What did they mean by that? Personally, I'm a big fan of the villages. The harbor, the very realistic mining operation. You can trust me on the realism part. I worked in one as a child. Also, they're probably more military based than human settlements, which makes me wonder, how can the civilization sustain itself? Or what are they fighting? The rain? Speaking of which, why does the rain fall upwards? Hey, I have reached the story chapter. Sadly, I can't help you any further, because in this game I discovered the skip button. Anyway, now I will tell you about my headcanon that I pieced together from the two words that I actually listened to during my entire playthrough, because, you know, there are better things to do. So let's start. There is this elder god called Discord. He made everything, even the gods, and these gods now choose random children to act as politicians. Also, the monsters are probably nice and only act up because we pollute the planet so much that they have to live in cars instead of proper shells. For some reason, one of the politicians felt the need to create us, so that we will fight on the right side. My only question is, does this classify us as a weapon? So, for everyone who wants to get used by a woman, this game is a genuine recommendation. Great, that brings us back to the rain, composed of human souls leaving Earth. But the souls are controlled by an ancient giant who is actually a young lady. You think that is our plot? Then get your seatbelts ready, because now we pull a rabbit out of our wrists that immediately after being born consumes 2 entire gods. Yeah, that is the scale this game operates on. Hey there, wanna hear my 6-hour presentation on the Armored Core 6 lore? Hey guys, Kryxar here. I hope you're not complaining about how unrealistic the story is, because we are literally playing an anime. So give me a break. Yggdrasil, here we go! The enemies might be overpowered, but I'm not watching anime for the plot, but for the constant power fantasy. That is the real plot for me. After mentioning the dark side, we should visit our non-binary godly overlord. Listen, I think you got your godhood a bit confused. Over here on the western side we like to worship gods and fear dragons. You just mix them together. Okay, you do you. Wait, after dealing with Madam Magistrate of Yingshu, the Sentinel's appointed resonator. That's their actual in-game title. We have a story where our president captures Zeus inside her Pokeball to protect the South Pole. Also, Zeus is her mother. Listen, I don't make this up, okay? I should also mention that there are nice areas too, but they tend to be limited. We have the capture of the Mongolian Empire, a snowy place with lots of water and hot springs. The main city of Japan is Venice. We also have at least 600 unvoiced quests, which I will not read through. So, can someone please explain to me what is happening? All in all, I rate the story a solid number out of I don't care what's happening. Also, I will stop stretching this chapter more than it deserves. For our next challenge, we need to feed a digital hamster his coins so we can get random stuff. Hello, you average Midwestern alpha gamer here. I'll be honest, this chapter is for the seasoned gamer. But I have never heard about video games, so we are off to a great start. As I mentioned, there's the hamster minigame where you can do a bunch of funny quests to get your daily minerals. So, stay healthy. There's the first event of the game, which is basically Crash Bandicoot if it were made out of ominous blue blocks. The Boss Rush, a game where you have to beat every single boss in the game to achieve a mysterious high score. We've got Big Monkey, Chinese Hydra, Mecha Spaghetti, Bone Knight, and what is that? The speedrun to the new area. I like this one. It gives me the impression that I can achieve something in my life. Just ignore the slightly overleveled enemies. All in all, this game has more varieties than AmaLee.com did back in 2012 when games were still free. Goddamn, I'm surely reading a fairy tale. You could also put the daily commissions in here, but I don't see them as optional. I see them as mandatory for my survival in the gaming world. But compared to other games, here we can mine our dailies in literally 10 minutes. So it isn't all that bad.
Who's the caged bird now?
Great, let's come to the real endgame. On my very extensive list of 2 things, we have the supernatural labyrinth. This is where my really good builds are finally starting to make sense. Okay, how do I explain this? You start in a train. Yeah. To progress, you have to choose between random objects of power to get stronger. Just take the ones with the most elemental symbols on them. Don't try to actually read the descriptions. It's probably a cake recipe. Now follow the trail of enemies to collect cats. That's not a joke. This is actually what you're doing. After befriending enough cats, a chunky boy will appear. Of course, he also wants to pet the cats. This is a very reasonable request, which we will of course refuse. The Tower of the Abyss, more like the Mine of the Adversity. It's a stamina-based challenge that will give you half your game rewards and is seemingly the main selling point of the game. Listen, the characters are the main selling point of the game. Here we can test our teams and wide elemental series against totally balanced enemies. What do you mean? There are no elemental reactions. I mean, there's Freezer. Great, I've come so far, and still I only changed the device I'm playing on. Anyway, this was my wonderful summary of the challenges this game has to offer. So let me finish with my thoughts and conclusions about this game. You know, I think this game is pretty perfect for what it tries to be. Whenever you encounter a bug, just compare its frequency to other games and you will see that it's actually pretty low. The game might try to convince you that there's a multiplayer, but there isn't. I checked. I just wish they kept the music from Punishing Grey Raven because I'm a big fan of that music. The exploration goes really hard. I mean, I can't remember the last time I was skiing on a giant dragon. Fighting the actual devil was definitely an experience. The dodges are certainly something. The combat is completely different with each character. I definitely had fun here and I will certainly keep playing whenever I have time. So stay tuned, there are many deranged and beautiful videos to come. See ya!
I just want